In the last 6 years, I've learned the hardest part of all this has been forgiving myself and desperately hoping that in the big picture somehow all of this will make sense, or at the least through the passing of time. The pain will have lessened and acceptance and healing will occur, making the idea that maybe, just maybe, all that talk I've been taught, considered, relied on, believed in, questioned, doubted, but eventually rejected, about life after death and of souls that go to heaven might actually possibly be true, and that he is okay, probably more okay than the ones he left behind gone. And I pray there is one, I hope Colton is okay. If there's no hope of ever seeing him again, his death will never make sense to me, and life here on earth is simply pointless and insignificantly meaningless. However, I've chosen to believe otherwise, and if I am to gain some lessons and use my life for a greater purpose rather than to continue living as an all too comfortably familiar, self-centered, ungrateful, entitled person that I was before that Friday morning. 6 years ago today, and I'm still, but hopefully not as much. His life and his death weren't in vain. This year is a lot different than previous years. I had to let go of my last crumb of denial, that he was still alive and all the pieces fit the puzzle. As to what really happened to him, becoming a picture more horrible than I could have ever imagined. The insanity of year after year of looking for a son who seemingly vanished off the face of the earth was relieved of me. He didn't leave because he hated me for being a failure as a mother to him. And I began. From the moment I learned the truth of what happened on that day, Friday, Sept 26, 2008, forgiving myself a little bit at a time, right up this day, 6 years later, in order to live with myself and to be able to forgive those that contributed to the taking of his life and taking him from us. Some days I do get busy, wrapped up with the missing and murdered children advocacy. That is now, whether I like it or not, a part of my life. When out of the blue it slaps me hard, the realization I am just a mom, deeply missing my son, the real boy, not the story I've repeated about him too many times, and definitely not the face of a teenage boy who will never age. On those damn missing child flyers, but my son whose voice I can no longer remember, the sound of horror whose hair I can no longer remember, the smell of when I would slightly sniff his head, just as I used to do with you and your brothers. Every now and then while hugging you all, I also miss his lost opportunities of graduating high school, getting to grow up, move out, date all the girls he could ever want, falling head over heels in love and marrying one that would steal his heart, finding his dream job or even working at hundreds of hated ones, until he found his calling in his babies. I miss the babies that he never got the chance to have, but mostly I just miss that chicken butter line Colton I had. Once upon a time, long before I knew tragedy personally, presumed that when a loved one is gone, that all those left behind rally together and cling even tighter to each other. But with our family and in our relationship with you and me, and even within my own inner self, the pain has been far too great to endure. And I want you to know without a doubt that I don't blame you, not one bit, for the rift that has come between us, because it was my guilt towards losing Colton that required me to realize and acknowledge that I've been a neglectful mother, immature and resentful, that life didn't turn out the way I wanted. And you might think you were shunning me, but I turned away from you as well when I didn't give you the love, guidance, trust, and support you needed from me as your mom, instead of basically just a crappy person, which has caused me to have become more distant and guarded with the ones I love. I realize that I'm missing out on the love and the connection from you and the rest of my family. I've lost years of time of a close relationship that I once shared with you. And those last 6 years I can never get back. The only thing that could be worse is to continue withdrawing and missing out on being your mom and being a part of your life. If losing Colton has taught me just this small lesson that I need you in my life, then I will owe him a big thank you when I see him again someday. I have a candle lit for him. Don't want to make a big to-do about today, just